Listen, we fucked up.
That's exactly what you should have been saying at the press conference, Coach Bowles. Grizzer, that's what you should have been saying at the press conference. Because you're fucking up royally and you're destroying this team from within, and it's your fault. You're literally just crushing this team. We have no direction anymore. This is 2019, 2018 all over again. And we're going to get into it because we got a lot of shit to talk about, from the coach, from the coaching staff to Jason Light, to some of the players, and to some people within our own Bucs community who need to sit the hell down and shut the fuck up because they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to football. But again, before all of that, I want to welcome everybody to Bucs Report, the Aftermath. You need to check us out and subscribe to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, that iHeartRadio. That's where you're going to find us. And we get shit done here. We talk about football, then the Bucs. That's our motto. We are fans of the game, then the Bucs. Again, Joe Bucks, Ira Kaufman, Pewter Report, doing a fantastic job. But we're not here to kiss ass for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We praise you when you do good, and we criticize when you do dumb shit. And right now, you're doing dumb shit. So, Gerald McCoy's, Joe Bucks, any of y'all, if you want to get on here, we can keep it classy, but we always going to keep it real. With that, with no further ado, let's bring up Coach Slick, a actual defensive head, a defensive coach, a defensive mind. Bring him up. Come on up here. What's up, my brother?
I'm just disgusted. Fucking disgusted at that shit. It was a fucking shambles. I get all these English words in I can get in. Absolute fucking disgrace.
It was a disgrace. It was a disgrace. It was just the new depths of low that the Bucs have been going needs to be studied, because we are literally the Devin White of the NFL right now. Started off hot. I guess the media gave us too much praise and worship, and we just started sinking from here on out. The Bucs simply, at this point, Slick, they're lost. We are a bad football team. Our record shows us who we are. Unfortunately, there is context to it, Slick. It's not the players, it's the coaching staff.
I mean, I'm going to say some of the players. I reckon there's some, I wouldn't say toxic players, but loafing players to a degree.
Yes.
I'm not going to sit there. I'm not going to sit there and say that it's all on the coaches, but it's all on the players. It's not one or the other. It's a mixture of both. But the coaches have got to fucking snub that shit out.
Yep, they do.
If option number one isn't working, why aren't you going to option two? If option two, do you know what I mean? You can bring in anybody. Like, someone's going to know your fucking scheme who's available. Someone knows how to run your shit that's available.
It's so many things that Slick.
And if you want to put boys in their these boys in their places, you turn around and go, guys, you keep fucking up. I'm gonna have to I will fucking cut your ass.
Yep. I'll say this.
You're going to be riding the fucking pine and watching other people take your reps. I don't give a fuck at this point. I'm here for it's a results-based business, and the results we got right now, quite frankly, aren't good enough. So we either fucking put the work in and try and do it. If they turn around to me and, coach, I can't do this scheme because this scheme doesn't work for me, what can I do to make the scheme work for you? What can we do to help you improve in this scheme and make better plays? Because that's what the DB coaches should be doing. That's what the linebacker coaches should be doing.
Slick, I'll say this. I'm glad you're saying that for the coaches. Glazers, what Slick has been saying that the coaches need to say to the players, Glazers, this is where you talk to the coach in front office. This is where you talk to Jason Light. This is where you go to Jason Light and say, okay, enough is enough. What the fuck is going on, Jason? You said our draft people were going to be fine. We trusted you. They got hurt. You saw that Hassan wasn't about shit. Why didn't you want to pull the trigger and go get somebody else? Okay, Bowles, to you, cushion coverage has been fucking this team up since you've taken over. Actually, since you've been the coordinator, but we were just lucky Arians was the coach. But why do you keep doing this? As Coach Slick would always ask, give me a football reason and I'll understand. But at this point, with these press conferences, with your mindset, are you sabotaging this team? That's what needs to happen, Slick, because I don't think the coaching staff truly gets it. See, we know the players are the ones that have to execute on the field, but Slick, as a coach, you know this. You just said it. I've coached. I would never put my players in a bad position where I know they can't do something to the best of their ability. And that's what we are seeing over and over and over. Slick, what the fuck is going on?
Well, here's the thing. So I said to my wife while we were watching the game, and I was like, "Oh, we got the ball back. It's towards the end of the second quarter, towards the end of the half. As if we fucking put this ball in now, and then we get the ball, we deferred, so we're gonna get the ball back. If we can go bang bang straight off the bat, we're 27-6. They'll fucking throw in the towel. It's done, over. That's why I love the defer choice. I love the defer choice. I never liked that. Bruce Arians was like, I want to score points first. It's like, yeah, but if you can finish the first quarter, the second quarter with a touchdown, and you can start the third quarter with a touchdown, that's 14 points. If you're in a hole, you've dug yourself out. If you're not in a hole, you have just literally buried a fucking team. And that's why I like it. I don't give a fuck about scoring first, because you can always match tit for tat. Always. But you can't come back. You can't come back and they leave no time on the clock. You go down the field, you fucking score points. Boom, 7 points. They don't. They have to kneel it out, or they try some shit or whatever. Your defense stops them or whatever. There's just not enough time on the clock. You come back, kick off, boom, touchdown. Now, 14 points and fucking what? If you've already got a touchdown, you're on 21 points. If they've only got one touchdown, they're down by 2 touchdowns straight off the bat. And there's nothing they can do to answer that. They have to start fighting straight off the bat. They're like, we are behind the fucking 8 ball. We've got to start fucking working. We didn't do that. They get the ball back with, I believe, like a minute and a half left to go. And they literally go, prevented coverage, throw it to the out. Prevented coverage, throw it short. Prevented coverage, throw it just short. Throw it just short, throw it just short, throw it just short. Well, they didn't need to throw for fucking 10 yards. They just needed to throw for 8 and get about 11. And they did it again and again and again. They don't have to do it 3. They don't have to do that 4 times, and they're already close to field goal position. And you look at the time on the clock, you're like, oh, they got 40 fucking seconds and timeouts to boot, because we were so fucking passive.
So passive, Slick. This is when I tweeted this. I see Bowles has not learned his ways. Opening drive, Panthers. We actually look good. It's 3rd and 7. What do you do, Bowles? We all realize, we all should know, hey, they don't have an offensive juggernaut. Their line isn't that stellar. How about we jam the receivers? Bryce Young, a midget quarterback. We put the pressure on them. No, what do we do, Slick? We play zone. Bang. Receivers wide open. If you watch the game, Slick, most of the time when the receivers got open, they just took advantage of our zone. You would think
they found the holes in the zone.
They found the holes in the zone.
Because this team inherently only spot drops, right? Which means they fall to an area of the field, and we'll talk about that once I figure out how to get the fucking I can change it. If I can get that going, I can show you what I mean. Which means there's always a hole in the zone when you spot drop. So why I don't like spot drop coverage. It's super easy to teach. It's probably what you probably teach kids. And then you add layers to it. But at the NFL level, spot drop coverage, are we really fucking doing that shit?
In an era where these receivers are getting better and better, faster, knowing their route running, you can't do that. Slick, this is why people might say you're old-fashioned, but it fucking works, because It's man on man. It's a mental and physical thing. I like the cover 1, cover 2, and I want to fight first early. Slick, what I want that wide receiver in the first quarter to be sucking wind by the end of the first. Like, fuck, I have to work for every yard. You just said it, Slick. Not where I'm backing up and, oh, well, I can get this. And then even when he does get hit, it's not like he's not getting the full hit because it's 10 fucking yards. So you just got to make the regular tackle to make it happen. That's what was happening to this defense. Like, and when we did get a sack, we were lucky. The first sack was all because Bryce just tripped. It wasn't nothing special. And again, it's like, why does Bowles not adapt a turnover defense, not by just this zone shit, but again, be aggressive? Because as you can see, if anybody goes on my TikTok, AJ_turnup, Slick went in there and he saw the fuckery. Slick knows now. He laughs because he knows, you see, Slick, you see what I have to deal with? Incompetent motherfuckers that get on there and don't know anything. Now, Slick, can you tell me what comment that you saw that made you laugh? And you need to break it down so people can understand it. Slick, defensive player, defensive coach, the field is yours, sir.
Okay, so there was a gentleman, I don't know who the name was, but my wife was watching AJ doing his thing, as she was checking through her TikTok and what have you, and AJ turned up as always, and she said, "Oh, your boy's talking." I was like, "Yeah, pass that over here." And I looked and I was like, "How do you expect them to blitz? How do you expect them to blitz? There's always a hole." And I'm like, "Not if you." And I was like, And I said, Not in man, there isn't. And he's like, no, there's always a hole. It doesn't matter what you do. If you blitz, there's a hole. I went, yeah, in zone. In America's fire zone, you have four. In America's fire zone, which is traditionally a cover 3, you have 4 underneath zones. You blitz one, that becomes 3 underneath zones. So you have 3 up top, here and here. Then you have 2 hooks in curl out, and then you have the flats. If you blitz one of these guys, that means you've now got 3 guys to fill this bit of the field, right? So you'll have two hooks. You'll have 2 flats and 1 hook seam curl, which is right in the middle, or they call it a middle hole. In man coverage, what happens is someone else picks up that person's responsibility. So if you blitz your nickel, that means the safety picks up the nickel's responsibility, or the middle linebacker picks up. Somebody picks up the role. So that's kind of like basically how it works. But this guy was like, no, there's a hole. I'm like, no, because they're not defending areas of the field. They're defending human beings.
Slick, the way that you broke it down now, the problem is if you don't understand or comprehend that, in his mind, well, that's what I was trying to say in the first place. We got too many MAGA mindset motherfuckers out here, Slick, that can't admit to just say, thank you for clearing that up, sir. Because I can guarantee you his resume doesn't compare to yours. You know this shit. He didn't, because I laughed when he said that. I'm sitting back like, what? Because the problem is, Slick, and too many people, surface level answers make them think that they're smart. No. That's like me asking what a slant is, but you'll go, okay, you just turn. No, you got to know what degree angle are. Oh, well, I go 50 degrees. That's not a slant anymore, asshole. That's a dig. Well, it's a 45-degree angle. There, you know this, Slick. If you're not precise in football, that's how fuck up happens. You don't believe us because, again, when Baker threw that pick, that was a miscommunication. This littlest thing can fuck everything up. This is why, Slick.
At first, I was watching. I was like, "Fuck me, Evans is running a zig. What the fuck?" I never seen anything like it, and then I was like,
I mean,
in
those situations,
he thinks Baker's fucking going on a journey, so he's just bailing to in one way. I get it now, but like, I don't know, man. I think you should.
I know what it is.
I think you should always run your route.
I can tell you this. Once I heard this, I'm literally questioning Bowles' ability. I'm going to show you something, Slick. Listen to this shit. All right, guys, cover your ears because you're about to hear some dog shit.
Yeah, that we want. It was a formula for us that worked last year. Last year we had 41 to 38 rushes against them. We win the game. It's different. lose the game. We were right there. We did everything we wanted to do. We controlled every category except for the turnover battle at the end, and we lost the ball game. So we try to get the ball to our stars, but at the same time, we try to establish a run game and make it balanced as well.
So I have a lot of issues with that, Slick. First of all, why the fuck are you watching film from 2024? This is 2025. Second, Slick, we had our entire offensive fucking line that was healthy in 2024. Liam Cohen was our coordinator. So the philosophy is different. Oh, yeah. And third, Slick, it was 48 points. And Baker threw for 5 touchdowns. Running didn't have shit to do with that win. That was Baker going off.
I felt like the broadcast was talking about how they wanted to get to 30 runs. And it felt like it doesn't matter what we do. We're just going to get to 30 runs. That's what it felt like. And there were times I'm like, why are we running in this situation? There's nothing about this situation that's shouting run to me. Like the goal line, that when we got into the red zone and went run, field goal. Like,
that lost us the game, Slick. That lost us the game. Now, that's just my opinion.
Game, but I think it was part of losing the game.
It was a big chunk. If we scored 7 points there, Slick, here's the problem. We win the game by 1 point. We would have won 24-23.
I disagree for the sheer fact that you would go the play calling, everything changes because you're now going down a new timeline, all right? The timeline is the Buccaneers are in front with 7 points rather than 3 points. So their play calling changes based upon that to a degree. Your play calling changes based on that. So you might end up in a game where the Buccaneers blow them out. That might be a situation. You get that one touchdown, it fuels them up for the next one. It fuels them up for the next one. And all of a sudden, the Buccaneers are bombs away.
That's why I think, Slick, in my opinion, I say that hurt us the most because
100% hurt us.
You're right. If we're up 7 points, it changes the outcome and the mindset of the Panthers. Let's say if we get that top, they might have gotten desperate and interceptions would have happened. So this is why, though, but Slick, it bugs me. Why are you watching 2024? Their team is not the same. Why didn't you focus on the now? And this is why Grizzard is a fuck up as he is, Slick. We'll get to him in a second. But this was giving me Bowles-esque type of a game. You know, be so methodical, try to chew the clock, even though we don't have the offensive line to do that, Slick. I don't mind scoring fast because, one, it gives you momentum and it gives your defense a reason to go get the ball back. Slick, we had all of our wide receivers. Why are we not spreading this out? I should have seen 10-man personnel at least 4 straight times. Why did we not stretch this defense out? Their linebacking core isn't that good. Their pass rush isn't that special. When they did get to us, what did they do, Slick? They blitzed. They were blitzing. They blitzed. So why didn't we, again, where the fuck were the tight ends? Why weren't we attacking the middle of the field? Slick, when they threw the middle.
When we got success in the middle field when we hit it, and we didn't hit it enough. Chris Godwin kind of lived in that area and did a few things. So did Cade Otton. Yeah. We didn't take advantage of that area.
Yeah, exactly. And every time, like you said, when we were in the middle.
I'm going to just put this up there because I felt that when I was watching this. The whole game plan screamed that they didn't trust Baker. I agree. It felt the way they were running the ball that they were trying to keep it out of Baker's hands, and I'm like, but okay, Baker's poor ability is been overthrows, underthrows, but it's not like he's throwing picks left, right, and center, right?
Fact.
You still got to put the ball in your playmaker's hands. You still got to let him deliver the ball with the wide receiving threats that you have. You can't you can't have Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Cade Otton, Emeka Ibuka, fucking Jalen McMillan, all fucking just stood running fucking blocking assignments where you hand the ball off. So, my question I would want to know from the Buccaneers coaching staff is, do you believe in Baker Mayfield? Because last week's game plan did not show that. And I completely agree with Olsen. I think that's a great point.
Well, here's the funny thing, Slick. If that's the case, Grizzard and Bowles are fucking idiots. You want to know why? Football common sense, Slick. is last time I checked, Cody Mock is out, right, Slick, for the season.
Yes, sir.
Last time
Yes, sir.
I checked, Bredesen is on IR.
Yes, sir.
In order to have a run game that they wanted, Slick, you got to have all your pieces together. You mean to tell me this is the same Baker that if it wasn't for him the first 7 weeks of the season, we probably wouldn't have any wins. All of a sudden, you don't trust him, but you want to trust a beat up fucking offensive line. Meanwhile, we get a few little runs, Slick. All of a sudden, oh, we're gravy. But funny thing, Slick, we got very predictable. Every first down, I'm at the bar. Well, they're running up the B gap. Well, they're going to do this. And it wasn't like when we were running the ball, Slick, every time it was 6-7 yards of carry. It was 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8. Then they knew what we were going to do. And we were predictable. So, Slick, at this point, that is a dumbass. If they said that, Slick, Grizzard, Bowles, you're dumb as shit. Baker, oh, and here's another thing, Slick. When Baker was getting sacked, was it when he was rolling out, or was he trying to step back in the pocket?
Step up.
Yes, and for this answer right here, did you go back and watch the Rams game, and then we'll talk? I don't want to.
I think he's adding to what everyone's saying. If the coaching staff don't trust Baker, why are they not using Teddy Bridgewater?
And
I don't think he's saying it like that. Teddy.
I know. I'm just saying it to him. Go back and watch him, if you don't think Baker can cut it, Teddy is out here stealing. But that's a whole nother conversation. The way he's been playing and his mindset. But here's another thing, Slick. I think people got to realize Baker Mayfield is not Brady, and of course, yes, big fucking obvious, right? But Slick, here's what I mean. Baker is not a pocket presence type quarterback, and he's not built for that. He's short. I think, Slick, you're just as tall, if not taller.
I think I am the same height as Baker Mayfield.
Brady is 6'4".
I think he's 6'1", I'm 6'2".
So there you go. So Slick, Brady is 6'4", close to 6'5". You know this. Taller quarterbacks can do what? Slick? They can see over the field. And when they launch the ball, their deep ball typically can be better because they know how to throw it over. Baker is a scrambler, running type of quarterback.
That's why a lot of Baker's ball gets batted down.
Thank you, Slick. Again, but Slick, that's common. That should be common sense. So for you people out there, well, AJ, he doesn't do anything when he's in the pocket. He's fucking short. He can't see like that. And also, he gets batted down. But Slick, when he usually is on the run, defenses have to account for that. Now, let's go back to Brady for a second. Because, again, Brady's go. We get that. You know what Brady's weakness was, ladies and gentlemen? Pressure. If we played the Texans the game that we played against the Texans, Slick, if Brady was our quarterback, we would have got stomped because Brady's not moving. Brady can't maneuver. He would have gotten hurt. If anything, Slick, when we lost games, typically the teams like the Rams win in 2021, what did they do very well, Slick? They pressured Brady. If once you got past Donovan Smith, we were fucked. Once you got past our guard,
we lose Tristan Wirth in that game, and
yep, we were fucked. So again, for people out there who want to blame Baker, there's context to this. The problem is, Slick, people don't understand how football works. I'll give you another example, ladies and gentlemen. Mahomes, he tried to be Superman this year. Hey, Slick, isn't he out for the season?
Who?
Mahomes.
As far as he is, isn't he?
Yep. So when you know why, Slick? Because he was trying to be Superman. You can't do that for 17 games, ladies and gentlemen. Do people not realize, Slick, that 98% of these players are never 100% healthy as the season goes along? Usually, you just pray at best that they're 75%. So, ladies and gentlemen, you expected Baker to sustain that level that he was doing? No. Here's the thing, Slick. Why the fuck didn't the offensive coordinator get better? Here's another thing, Slick. Why the fuck didn't the defense get better? This is a defensive-minded coach, y'all.
This Buccaneers team was beat up from day one, right? We go into week one beat up, correct? No Chris Godwin. You got Mike Evans. No Jalen McMillan. No Tristan Wirfs. The defense, I believe, was at full strength, if I remember correctly. I'm not entirely sure. But in that period, we come out of the bye with 2 losses. 2 fucking losses. And now we're playing mediocre Billy bullshit teams. The Texans have gone on to have a strong record. Right? And we may have caught them with their pants down, potentially. It's possible. Seahawks Seahawks have been the Seahawks the whole time. They've been good the whole time. It's not like they've sucked. All right. The Jets, yeah, okay, cool. Saints, yeah, cool.
The 49ers were good. So the 49ers are a good team.
Still good. They're a playoff level team, and they probably will make the playoffs. But my point being is, why are we fucking struggling when we're the most healthiest we've ever fucking been?
I can tell you this, like, again, Grizzard.
We are missing at this point in time 2 offensive linemen and a defensive lineman. That's all that's fucking missing. And we can't do shit. Patrick Mahomes dragged his fucking corpse of a fucking team to Super Bowls, missing fucking tackles. Fucking who played for Joe Burrow when he dragged that corpse of a fucking Tiger team, of a Bengal Tiger team, to the fucking Super Bowl? And he was getting fucking lit the fuck up every fucking game. It was like, he's on his ass. He's on his ass. He's on his ass. He's on his ass. It's because the coaches built ways for him to get the ball out quickly.
Amen.
Why these plays don't exist anymore?
Why don't they exist anymore, Slick? Again, this is where I have my issues.
Where's the quick game? Why on earth are we running the fucking football 30 times? I believe we did hit the magic marker and they got their route. He wanted to run the ball 30 times. He ran the ball 30 times. How many times did he play action it? None, barely.
I think once or twice.
Maybe.
And when he did the rollout, Slick, it was a obvious ass play. And again, here's the funny thing. If you do a crossing route with that, Slick, it more than likely would have worked because somebody was going to get left wide open.
You need the route to follow the rollout, right? Because then you've got a dump off route.
You say that again, Slick, so people can understand.
You know the beauty of our rollout is, AJ, if it's bullshit, what do you do? If it's bull, you roll out and you're getting the pressure, what do? You just sling that shit into the stands and move on and go to the next play.
Or you can take off.
You ain't getting sacked because you're just going to go, oh, okay.
Yep. Or Slick, someone like Baker, you can make something out of nothing because he's mobile, right? What I'm saying is if you're dead to rights and you've got defenders coming down, you can sling that shit and you're not going to get a penalty. You live another down. Secondly, you can go and make the play like you said. You can go and peel off. Someone can make a decent block and you go upfield like he has done in the past. Third, you could have. That's why I think a levels concept is I'm trying to remember, a sprint out package. So it's where a lot of the players move to one side of the field. Levels concept, you got multiple guys at different levels of the defense that you can go and, okay, he's over, I'll pop it to him. I'm not saying do it all the time. I'm just saying there are situations where a play like that could just come in handy, especially if you're camped out on the other hash, especially when you're deep in the zone. You haven't used it that often. It's one of those ace in the holes. I'm going to play this. You have you ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh? Yes.
Right. Okay. That's when you play them fucking magic cards, right? You go, okay, you thought the game was going. Watch this. I play this card, and you're like,
activate my trap card.
Boom. And that's the trap card. The trap card is, and you combo it with a fucking you combo it with a throw that turns into a fucking touchdown. Boom. That's what I'm trying to say is we don't see that level of play like that. It just seems we're so robotic. It's so static in how we play. We do. If someone said to me, describe the Buccaneers motion, it's window dressing. It's nothing more. Ignore it. Because it means nothing.
And again, Slick, the biggest thing that Grizzard lacks is balls and creativity. Now, Slick, I'm going to just tell you this. I'm going to give you my routes that would have fucked this Panthers team up, and I stand on this. The trips, I would have had Mike Evans in the slot. I would have had McMillan at the Y, and I would have had a Mecca at the Z. Here's what I'm doing. I'm going to have Evans run a deep route to take the corner and the safety with him. I'm going to have McMillan peel off after him onto this side, and I'm going to have Emeka do a slant. And then I'm going to switch it up. Now, this time, I want Evans to run a slant. I want McMillan to run a corner post, and I want Emeka to do a comeback or a hitch. You see how many you see, I'm not, but Slick, do you see how many variations to that one play that I just came up with?
Okay, I love it because you're giving the X's and O's. Let me try and do the share screen thing. Talk me through it again. I'm going to put it up on screen. Let's see if we can get this right. Let's see if we can get your vision up on the screen.
Yes.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Awesome.
I see it. I see it. Great. I'm running the trips. The trips. I'm going to have Mike Evans I would put Mike Evans at the Y in this situation.
Okay.
I would put Emeka at the X. And then I'm putting McMillan at the Z.
Okay, and your number 2 guy?
Would be McMillan.
Okay. And then on the far side?
The far side, that is going to be Godwin.
Okay. Give me a second. I'm just going to delete some of this stuff.
No problem. Take your time. Take your time.
Make it look nice. Okay, I'll put them in.
So, you know what? Yeah, Evans is going to be in the middle.
Evans is going to be in the middle. So
yep,
when you say
right
I always go when you say Y, I always think of tight end. So I usually go with a nasty slot.
I'm sorry. Evans would be the Z, the number 2. I'm sorry, he would be number 2.
Okay, so you got Emeka, Mike, and then you got
McMillan,
and then you got Godwin on the other side.
Yep.
Okay.
So this is what I'm doing for my first play because I want to fill them out and see what they're going to do. Evans is going to do a straight go route because with his presence, he's 9 times out of 10 is going to take a corner and a safety with him. And then with that, I'm going to have McMillan run behind him. I'm going to have McMillan just do a simple out route, an out route. A deep out route, yes. And then I'm going to have Emeka run a shallow crossing route.
One second, that didn't go the way I wanted.
And Godwin is going to run a hitch. That's it.
Okay, so let's get the defense doing what they need to do. So I'm just gonna get them sorted.
And I'm glad we're doing this because this is a prime example, Slick, of you got to know the Jimmys and Joes to understand why you chose the X's and O's. There's a method to my madness.
Okay. Shall I tell you what I think who I would give the ball to in this particular play?
Please do.
Emeka's getting the ball, mate.
You read my mind, Chief. Now, I want to tell
you with the way the Buccaneers defend, that middle of the field's going to be wide open.
Yep.
Because you're going to get hit. This guy's going to get pulled over here. He may get pulled over there as well. This is the interesting part. They may triple coverage or they may go over here. It depends on the coverage called, right?
Right.
If it's zone, if I just put them in if I just undo a few things here and just put them in zone. So I'm going to go. I'm not going to blitz anybody. Now I'm going to say we're going to really see. He's going to have to stretch. So he would be here, but he's going to stretch. But if they play the way they always seem to play these days, No, he's a flap defense. Sorry, my mistake. Got that one wrong. And he's got to change his route as well. Get him. Delete.
And that's why I said a Mecca shallow crossing, because if he goes underneath, like you said, Evans is already taking the corner and the safety with him. McMillan is taking his corner with them, and that's going to leave a Mecca wide open in the middle. And why? Because the Panthers' linebacking core is not that good in coverage.
I mean, you could hit a Mecca right here because no one's going to stop it, and then he can literally move up the field here. So I reckon he could get to he could get 15 out of this easy and then some. If he gets the right angle, this is an Emeka ball all day long. The worst person you could throw this to is probably Godwin.
Yeah, Godwin is the decoy. I just want the corner. Now, Slick.
You want the corner to fight down on it, don't you?
Yep, and Slick, here's my case. I look at it always like this. The third and fourth guy is always going to be your decoy. Like, look, this play is definitely not going to come to you unless it's literally the last fucking purpose, or if the cornerback falls or something. But for the most part, you're going to be the decoy. You're going to be the one where they have to worry about. And now you see, I'm glad we talked about this, Slick, because Emeka, that's my first thing. Emeka's going to be wide open. Emeka's going to be wide open. Now, Slick, I want to change it up now, because now they're going to be confused. I want to fuck them up even more. Now, this time, this is what I'm doing. Mike Evans is running a corner post, so he's going to run in and out. Yep. This time, now I'm going to have Emeka simply do a comeback. And I'm going to have McMillan run up the seam and Godwin do a crossing route.
Okay. So let's have a look at what they would do. Just a genuine coverage. In a cover 3, you've got this guy's going to go deep, flats, middle, flats. So this guy here is going to have to go and stretch, which means you're hoping that's a nickel, not a fucking middle linebacker. I would say Chris Godwin's the wide open guy on this. If you hit it just right, he's going to get the ball around about here and he can drift up. Secondly, Mike Evans is this guy's not the guy you want. So number 3, don't touch him. Mike Evans has got a good shot here as well.
Mike Evans would have been my first option.
Mike Evans, if he's not picked up well enough, could be the guy that you go on this. But you've got 2 options. You've got the shallow option. So if you see that Mike Evans is covered, you leave him the fuck alone. Chris Godwin will get you your yards.
Godwin there. And now here's another reason. If you do it this way, Slick, let's say if Baker rolls out to the right side, that's going to also give Evans the time if he needs to make a deep, like for Evans to get that deep corner, like I'm saying, it's right there. It's right there for him. It's right there for him. He'll be able to get there. Or worst case scenario, if your next option could be a Mecca because he's doing a comeback.
I'm going to change your route. I'm going to give you a choice.
Yes.
So, I mean, by choice, it's a choice route.
Okay.
So, if the corner sticks to glue by number 1, he runs the post. He runs a pure corner. If he drifts to try and take him to cover Mike Evans, he works back inside.
I like it.
Okay. So I'm just going to do what I did earlier about explaining how coverages work.
Yes, by all means.
And I can actually do pretty decent job of it. So I'm going to put this guy here. I'm going to move him there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put them in zone to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Get them, these guys both in 30s. We'll put them in. We'll put them in zone to begin with. So we're doing an apex rule.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put these guys on the outside, and we're going to go basic, simple ass cover 3. This is the zone cover. In fact, let's make it look more Bowles-esque. Shall we make it more Bowles-esque?
That means they won't be on the screen, Slick. They ain't gonna be on the screen.
This is how Bowles-esque was. One comes up a little bit, and the other one's way fucking back.
Oh, Slick, can I please, my brother? Can I please tell you the play that I'm going to do? This is.
Let me.
Go ahead. Because this is fun now. This is fun.
Change that one up. Get rid of that. Okay, this is basic ass cover 3.
Yep.
So you got your hook seam curl, and the reason they call it hook seam curl is the landmark is essentially the hashes.
Yes.
Which a lot of the same. You got your flat defender here, you got a flat defender here, and then you got 3 deep guys.
Yep.
Corner, and free safety. Okay, we're in a dime package. AJ, talk me through what you'd like to do.
I'm fucking you up. First of all, Bowles. First things first. Number 2, that will be Godwin. He's running a mean dig route, and then this is what I'm doing here for it's not going to be Evans on this one. This one is right here is for Mr. Emeka. I'm going to throw a simple hitch route.
Is Emeka the number 3 on this, or is he going to be one?
He's number 1 on this one. Number 1.
Number 1 blue or number 1 gray?
Number 1 blue.
Okay.
Number 1 blue. He's running a simple hitch. That's it. Because it's going to take him too much time to get back. And then number 3, that's going to be McMillan. McMillan is going to run a run through up the seam. And Godwin is going to he's going to give me a dig route.
So you're doing a mesh concept, basically.
Yep.
Just change that. I don't like how short that is. I'll make that.
Look here. Emeka is going to be wide the fuck open. And all I need him to do, as far as if he gives that kind of cushion that Bowles does, that's an easy 5 to 6 yards.
And this is I think this is a good example of what we're trying to talk about. If this guy does not get enough depth, you're going to just see him jump in the air and not touch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
If this guy doesn't essentially do this guy's wide open, and then it's going to be down to the free safety to rally down and make the tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Which is how we've been playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see what it would look like in man. Let's bring this beautiful little bit of stuff. I've got to get rid of all these markers.
Yeah, I hear you.
And we're going to put these guys how they should be played. So we'll go into a man situation. We're going to go man, and we got, and these 2 are linked up, these 2 are linked up, these 2 are linked up, these 2 are linked up. So the difference is, let's go with of course, you got a straight go route. Boy, sorry, that didn't come out as well as I wanted it to. What did you want? Chris Godwin to run? I remember.
Chris Godwin.
I remember. It's all coming to me now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then Mike Evans.
You mean Emeka?
Emeka, sorry.
That he would have ran a hitch.
Now, in man coverage, this is dead. all of this is dead. Because all I need to do, realistically, is just do this. These two are going to double team. Your dig here is probably your easiest win, because he's going to have to come down. Actually, I put him in the wrong. They should both be a bit closer. There we go. There we go. So he's going to be doing this. This is probably your white, but you also got him here as well. This is going to be a tackle for maybe 3 to 4 yards.
Yeah,
and that here is the difference, right? That's the difference. The difference is 3 to 4 yards to potential fucking touchdown.
Now, another thing that you also can do, that I would do in a certain situation like this, depending on who their front four is, I might audible to a HB draw.
Okay. So I'll tell you what I like against this, and even in man.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
Okay.
I want to shake him a little bit.
Is that a comeback or a curl?
A comeback.
Okay.
That's why it's a 10. And then I'm going to go. I'm going to really push. I'm guessing I'm going to put this as Savastia Dennis. He's never going to hit this guy. These two are going to get, if they're in man coverage, they're going to get pulled. He's going to get pulled. I'm going to get some yards out of this. It's not going to be big yardage, but it's a guaranteed. So it's one of those plays where these are my 2 easy plays, number 2 and the running back.
Yeah.
The rest, it's all down if they can beat their guy.
I like it.
Number 3 has the best option.
Mm-hmm.
The beauty in it is if he bites on, if he takes number 3 and double covers him, so they both double cover him here, how they can fucking triple cover him and he goes and get it too. This makes the running back even more open.
Yes.
So that's the beauty of it.
I like it. I like your styles. I like your style, Slick. I like it. I like it. Now, depending on if we were playing the Panthers and they played this coverage, this is what I'm doing. I got another one for you.
Go ahead, one more and we'll call it a day.
Yep. Now, if you want to get ballsy, this is what I'm doing. And let's just say, Slick, we're in the red zone in this instance. Like, let's say if we're at the 15-yard line.
Okay.
The one gray is going to be Payne Durham. He's going to do a simple go route. Right, number 2 red is going to be Culp.
So how far? I'm going to see this grayed out area. This is the goal line. So I'm just going to move everyone back a little bit if I can. But it won't let me. Can I go forward? No, keep it there. All right, down the middle. So we've got number 2. What do you want him to run?
Culp is going to run. He is going to run. I want him to run a corner post.
Do you want him this deep, or do you want him as a connected tight end, or do you want him as a nasty slot?
A nasty slot.
Okay. Now, a nasty slot, guys, is where he's detached from the line, but he's very, very close.
Yep.
Okay? That's the best way I can describe it. Slot would be around about here. This wideout is quite, actually, to be fair, he's quite inside. He's quite nasty too. Usually they're around about here, but for the benefit of this, a nasty slot.
Fuck it. I want him to run a skinny post. Fuck it. Skinny post. Because that's a linebacker on him more than likely. I want him to run a skinny post. Yeah. Oh yeah. I want Durham, the one on the gray. I want him to run a go route.
Do you want him connected or do you want him nasty?
I want him outside.
Okay, so he's a pure slot.
Yep.
Okay, and what do you want him to run? Sorry,
a go route.
I'm going to change that. It didn't come out as nice as I
No,
wanted.
no, hear me out. I want him to be the number one receiver on the outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's gonna do a go route.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change him to number 1.
Yep.
Let me get rid of that. Let me go.
He's gonna do a go route.
Okay.
And then Godwin is gonna be 3. Godwin is going to be my out route.
How deep you want your out route?
I want him 5 to 10 yards out.
I'll give him a nice 7.
7, yeah. And then I want a Mecca to run a shallow crossing route.
Okay. Oh, you running back to do anything? Or was he
The
in pass
running
first?
back is going to block first, and then he's going to roll out for a pass.
Okay, let's see if I can get that.
He's going to block first, of course.
Yeah, that's why I've given him the.
Yep, he's going to block first. As a matter of fact, fuck it. I want him to just block. I want him to block so Baker can be safe. So he's blocking. I want him to block. Because this might take some time. This is a play that's going to take some time.
Okay.
Now, me, Slick, I ain't going to hold you. I'm going to, I don't know. Cope is my man. Because if he beats that linebacker, that's his ass.
Right. So I have to move a few players around because they're all out of
I got you.
People out of position. So
I got you.
Not where I would put them. That's there. I'll probably put him there.
Now, for people out there, remember, they're at the 15-yard line. They're not in the middle of the field. They're not at their own 10. So there's a method to my madness. Like, I just got to have people out there understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. So now, Slick, you put your defensive mind. Who on here would have you shaking in your boots from a player personnel like, what the fuck? Oh, shit. What are we going to do about this?
I mean, it depends if I've got the Buccaneers defense or I've got someone else's.
You got the Panthers defense.
And it depends on what I'm calling. If I'm calling what I would normally call, there's not actually anything that worries me.
Okay.
If I call my shit, there's not too much that worries me. You're gonna have to beat me with skill.
Okay.
But with the way the Buccaneers run, I'm worried about a Mecca.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's going to happen is if I'm worrying about number 2, which means the Sambacker is going to play underneath him, he's now going to have to if he plays properly, he's going to now take him, right? Which means at some point, if he can get the drop on this guy and get a step in front of him, especially around this area, this guy's cleared out and given him the space. The safety has to come down and honor this. Number 3 could pose a problem because he's going to get pulled here, and the position. Yeah, number 3 is my problem. Number 3 is my problem in the situation I'm in. He's going to have to bail really hard and fast, and he can if he really hit. If he knows the route and he knows he's tagged it and understands it. If he plays underneath it, he's got it dead to rights. But this one is the one that I think is. These are the 2. They could really cause some problems. I'm not too worried about number 2 because I think I could double cover him to a degree, so I don't have to worry. I mean, realistically, I could do that too. I've got that here, so yeah, number 2 is not my problem. In man, number 2 could be a bit more of a problem. So if I just go and undo all of this, number 2 is going to shuffle, and he's going to follow. He's going to follow. He's going to go whoever he thinks the biggest threat is, right? And we don't know who that is yet. These guys are always in a hook seam curl. Even in man, even when we're in man, these guys are genuinely, unless they're looking at the running back to see where they go. In man, sorry, this guy's out of position. I'm gonna have to put him a bit tighter. number 3 is probably the biggest threat in my opinion from a man perspective, because he's gonna pedal, and then he's gonna have to come down and play it. So it's gonna come down to a skill battle between these two. This should be one and done. So yeah, number 3, doesn't matter which situation you're in, he is easily the biggest threat. Number 1 can be a threat if he gets the jump on the corner. If he gets the jump on the corner, because of the angle that he runs, he can just, everyone, the Sam, the Mike, they're all going to be in behind him, which means they have to rally down and tackle him. So he's going to catch the ball, let's say around here, and then he's just going to work upfield and run it in for a touchdown.
That's why I said what I said, Slick. If you have Durham, and again, it's at the 15-yard line. No one's expecting a Durham to go to the outside. And with his 6'6" frame, I can literally just throw a go ball if that safety doesn't get there in time.
Yep. I totally agree. Right, now I've got to figure out how to get out of this. Because I've not done this before. I found a shortcut button. No,
but for people out there, you just seen basically AJ turn up and Coach Slick ESPN X's and O's. We literally broke this down. Again, we are fans of football than the Bucs. We're going to be doing this more often because, again, go check out my YouTube. It's About Buck and Time channel. It's called Give Coach Slick an Opportunity. Because as you can see, did you see how Slick was able to dissect and go, okay, well, if you're going to do this, I'm going to do that. That's what you're supposed to do. That is what we expect of a great Todd Bowles, supposedly. But Slick just broke it down. So, again, you're not talking to idiots out here. You see there are certain plays that if I threw out there, I would fuck defensive people up. Players would be like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, I want you to think that way. Slick, sometimes being that innovative can literally break the foundation. Because here's another thing, Slick. What if I do that and I cause the team to call a timeout? And what if now it's like, okay, we're going to run a different play, same formation. And what if that lack of not having a timeout, Slick, comes back to bite them in the ass? Because they didn't know. It's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I mean, if you can force a team to use a timeout, it's always a good thing. It's always a good thing. I just want to get through some of these comments because we got some good comments today.
Yes.
Bowles to retire. His scheme and the way he views the game is outdated. Not 100%, but I think as a head coach, he hasn't got a clue. Bowles feels like he's coaching not to lose. He's not coaching to win. He's coaching not to lose. Bowles play, not lose. Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
100% Skull Bucks gang in the house. 100%. Nailed it on the comment. Bowles trying not to win. Yeah, he's not looking to win. It feels like this team, in the olden days when we were lethal and we could do some things, it was like, we'll come back. We'll come back. Don't worry. Stay the course. Stay the course. We'll come back. But when you're in the situation the Buccaneers are in right now where they have to win every game, you can't be that patient. You got to be like, no, we're going for the jugular. We all watched Jake Paul versus AJ.
And it was beautiful.
Dancing around, running away from him. And he had to keep his patience. But at the same time, at some point, he's like, I got to knock this motherfucker out. And he went, now's the fucking time. And he got him. And he chinned him, put him on his ass, and that boy went, wow, that's what real boxing is. That's what real fucking boxing is. That's what the Buccaneers should have done. Stop fucking feeling teams. You're not groping a person in the fucking dark.
Again,
you're trying to get a piece of the pussy. Stop trying to grope fucking bodies in the dark.
Exactly. And another thing, too, you got to know when to throw the haymaker. You don't throw a haymaker stretching way out here like he did with that zero blitz bullshit.
That fucking run in the fucking red zone was jab, jab, jab.
And again, Slick, I want to show you the video because people were like, well, AJ, what happened to So look, this is the coverage right here. First of all, dumb as shit.
What the fuck?
That was the coverage. Dumb as shit.
Why?
Now, if you're going to have if you're gonna have Dean play aggressive and the man that y'all think that
no one's playing aggressive that far off.
No, that's my point. Now, this is what happened, ladies and gentlemen, when you play soft. We'll run that back again. And yeah, that's it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happened. That is what happened when you leave people butt ass naked out there like that. So yes, Bowles has got to go. Because again, at this point, Slick, why keep a man like that? Why keep someone with that kind of mentality? Grizzard, you have all these receivers at your disposal. Slick, I just showed you what the fuck I would do. I have all the plays out this shit, and yet this is what he does. Slick, sorry to say this, but look at these plays right here. I need to see more of this, Grizzard. I'm here to help. I'm going to throw this at him if I see him. I need these. I need that. I need something of that nature. I need creativity. Slick, that's all we're looking for. Creativity. The strength of this line, because people go, well, AJ, they don't have the line to do all of that. They really do. The strength of their fucking team is the tackles on offensive line, the outside, not the middle. Even though Gedeke had a shitty game, he will bounce back. But Slick, I have more faith in Gedeke and Tristan Wirfs than I do Feeney and Jordan. No disrespect to them. They're doing the best they can, but there's a reason why they're backup, Slick. You know that. If they were so good, ladies and gentlemen, they would have been a starter somewhere fucking else. So let's utilize the strength. Slick, if I see them in Miami and they blitz up the middle and all they do is have Baker do this, I'm going to lose it. How about if they're going to blitz in the middle, Slick, you should already have a play where Baker is running outside already and someone is wide ass open. Or Slick, if they're going to blitz up the middle, Otten, you're running up the seam. And it's right there. You know, catch that shit. You know why. It makes no sense because Bowles makes no sense. Guys, we gotta do what we can, and we're out here to just and I think we're fine. We're not fine, Bowles. Now, Slick, this is what pisses me off about these people when they talk about this, and why I don't like when people don't take shit seriously. The national average salary in America, Slick, is $63,795, and that ain't shit, and that's not for everybody. In certain states, it's much lower than that. And a lot of people, Slick, are not making that kind of money. The NFL salary minimum is $840,000 if let's just say you're just on the roster. That's $840,000, Slick. 1 year, if you're in there, it's $960,000. 2 years, $1,030,000. Bowles makes $3 million. Offensive coordinators on average make between $1 to $3 million. That's why I get the way I do. These guys and you're coming out here with this piss poor performance. And before anybody in the fucking comments, well, after taxes, you're still in the top 10%. And for some of you, 1%. Most people will never, ever see $840,000 in their life. So don't give me that bullshit. Grizzard, Bowles, do your fucking jobs. It's hard out here. Now, I know they got a little something, but Glazers, you fuck around and lose in Miami, you're going to see an emptier Raymond James. It's already empty now, but your pockets are going to get super thin, especially if you decide to keep Bowles. So, Glazers, think of it as your money is on the line. Your money is on the line. Sales are on the line. Who the fuck would want to come back to this, Slick? I'm not going to no games next year if Bowles is the coach. Bowles, you know what will be a perfect world, Slick? We do win the Super Bowl with Bowles and he retires because he says, I've done all I can. That would be a fucking Disney movie. And I would say that is the most selfless, beautiful thing you ever done. But at this point, the only reason I want us to go to the playoffs Slick, is just because it does give you that fighting chance. I'm not like
you always want the divisional title because it means something. Yeah, it's still a banner. It's still something. It's still say we still did. But let's be honest, the Buccaneers have won three of those 4 division titles, scraping wins towards the end of the season to just snag it right at the end. It's not and snag it right at the end in a piss poor division. It's not like they snagged it at the end. Like I can understand if the Buccaneers had like 12 wins and the next team had like 9.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, okay, this team's fucking, or even if they had fucking 5 wins, it doesn't matter. It means you stood up because you still got to play other people as well as your divisional opponents. But that's not what's happening. What's happening is our divisional rivals are only behind us by a game, at least, in the last 3 years. And we're in a piss poor division. Yeah, we got the accolades of winning the division, but it don't fucking mean all. It don't mean nothing.
It don't mean a damn thing. Do you hear me, Buck fans out there? Well, you know, what did this person do? I'm going to break it down again. We won a fucking Super Bowl as a wild card team under Brady. Brady didn't give a shit about the NFC South. He gave a shit about hoisting the Lombardi trophy. Bucks, do we really want to be the bitch-ass Saints? Slick, you know how many times Saint fans would literally say, we held the NFC South for so long, and you walked away with one fucking Super Bowl that you had to cheat to get to.
Yep.
Not really nothing to flex about. So, Buck fans, do you really want to be that kind of guy? Stop it. Stop it. Buck people in here. Stop disrespecting Baker. Is he fucking up? Sometimes, absolutely. But he's a gunslinger, and it comes with the territory. But if you're going to sit here, you better blame
Here's
Grizzly.
the question with the whole Baker thing, though. Who are you going to get that you can tell me pound for pound will be better than Baker? Tell me who's on the free agent list, because the best quarterback available will be Kirk Cousins, because he's not a free agent, but he will be available for trade. You've got to trade to get him. He will be with the best quarterback on the market. Do you? And I say to you, AJ, do you think Kirk Cousins is better than Baker Mayfield?
Fuck no, it ain't even close.
There you go. I agree. I don't think that. I think when you say it's not close, I think it's a bit closer than you think it is. But I don't think it's that far. I also think there's something about Baker that he brings to the table that puts him for a little bit further away. But from play style, they're not massively dissimilar. That's just the way they conduct themselves and the grittiness of the two individuals. One's got way bigger nuts. One's got way bigger heart. And the other guy's just a Christian boy who's just trying to get through life.
And nothing wrong with that. But I need somebody.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I need a mother. Yeah. Again,
that's the best guy available. So Buccaneer fans, do you want Kirk Cousins? Because that's the best free agent-y kind of thing we're going to get hold of.
And that's why I said it's not even close, because this right here, this, y'all, is this. When the game is on the line, Slick, Kirk bitches out. He doesn't have what it takes. Baker puts his body on the line for you. That's why I say it's not close.
Yeah,
look at what Baker was under Liam
Cohen. Like from a stats point of view, they're not worlds apart.
No, statistically, but again, it comes with the territory.
Yes.
It comes with the territory, ladies and gentlemen. I can guarantee you this. Brett Favre was a gunslinger. He threw a lot of interceptions. I tell you what, though, Green Bay Packer fans adore and worship him as a quarterback. He went to 2 Super Bowls. He's in the Hall of fucking Fame. He's arguably like a top 10 quarterback of all time.
Yeah, 100%.
So, gunslingers is not a bad thing, y'all. He gets you there. Will they fuck up here and there? Absolutely. However, Buck fans, when I ask you and other people, what's the Bucs identity? And when you can't explain it, shut up. That's not Baker's fault.
Explain what the Bucs identity is, it means they haven't got one.
They haven't got one. And whose responsibility is that, Slick? That's the coach's job. Again, guys, I think sometimes people think that Brady, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, and Dan Marino just went out there, Slick, and said, we're going to run this. It didn't work like that. Bill Walsh said, Joe Montana, we're going to run a West Coast offense. I need you to implement this. I'm going to be the architect. You're going to be the man who puts it to work. That's how it works, guys. Slick has said it best. Coaching in the NFL, that is, if there's no coach there, your team is going to be ass cheeks. Slick, remember when we had Deshaun Jackson, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, O.J. Howard? Now, if this was college, 9 times out of 10, we'd at least gone deep in the playoffs. Slick, how did we end up?
We were poor.
We were poor.
We were poor. We're just fucking poor.
Do you understand?
It comes down to this. When you go to the NFL, the talent level is maxed out to a point where, yeah, there are teams with more talent than you, for sure. Like, you can go, like the Cleveland Browns haven't got the talent the Buccaneers have, right? But when you go into the upper echelon, you go past that mediocre phase of teams that are in the top 15 or even the top 10, there's one divide, and it's coaching. Coaching is the final thing. When you go that high, when you're coaching professional athletes, coaching is the difference. In college, coaching helps, but it's not the be and all end all. Do you know what is the be all and end all in college? Recruiting and transfers. Teams who get the best transfers usually end up in the playoffs and usually end up winning their conference, usually end up deep into the playoffs, right? To finish it off, that's different. But there's a reason why Clemson, Georgia, Alabama back in the day, Michigan, all those teams compete and keep finding ways to compete and keep going the distance or being in the playoffs on such a regular basis because of elite talent. You're not relying on that. There's probably a better coach on another team somewhere else. They just don't have the talent.
There's a reason, guys. Slick has been in these situations. I'm not going to put people out there, but we know. Slick, I know, brother. I know what it's like to be like, my team is doing their part, but the one side ain't. And it happens. But in the NFL, it's maximized to the level. As Slick just said, you got to look. That girl that's a 5, Slick, you got to be able to bring her up to a 7.
Solid 7.
Because you can have
a minimum of 6. The coach has got to come in and elevate players.
Mm-hmm.
Poor players become okay players. Okay players become good players. Good players become great players. Great players become elite players, and elite players become legends. Boom, 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 boom.
Again, Slick, prime example. Look at what Belichick did for Willie McGinnis and Teddy Bruschi. Now, Slick, a lot of people don't even understand. Willie McGinnis was not drafted by the Patriots. He was a Browns, and he didn't do shit over there. He was solid, but look at what happened when Belichick said, hey, we're coming over here. Teddy Bruschi. These aren't Hall of Fame guys. Outside of Seymour, Vilfork, Taylor, the corner, and maybe Rodney Harrison, they didn't have any other Hall of Fame caliber players.
They took
They
took a solid group of players and made them great as role players, and they did their roles. They played their parts perfectly, absolutely perfectly, and that's what made the dynasty. That they were able to go and get guys who were cheaper on the deals rather than going expensive guys and push them to the max of their potential.
The max of their potential, y'all. All teams, most of them do that. That's what coaching does. If I was a defensive player, I want Coach Slick to be my coach because I know he's going to get me the best of what I can do. And if the best of what I can do is average, he's going to maximize that. Everybody, again, it's like this again, Slick. You can have, again, I say it, the Bucs, Dirk Cutter basically had a girl that was an 8. With the roster we had on offense, she was a solid 8. But
yeah, I think the weakest part was probably the line, but
but again, that 8, she didn't have the self-confidence she needed, so it fucking blew up in our faces. Again, good coaches know how to maximize the potential, and that's what's the problem with this Bucs team right now. We do not have that, and that has to be fixed. but it's not going to be fixed with this roster. At the end of the season, blow this shit up. No, Bowles is not safe if he makes the playoffs. Bowles will not be safe unless he gets to the NFC Championship. And even with that, if it's the offense that's making noise and the defense is still playing like that, Slick, he's gone. He's gone.
Yep.
So unless Bowles wins a fucking Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, Bowles ain't coming back. And you should be happy for that. You should be. I just want us to get to the playoffs, maybe win one game, Slick, and if we lose the next one, fuck it. I just want to beat somebody. I want to beat one team. That's it. If we don't get far, Slick, I will not be mad. I'll be like this. Just let us get one fucking win, please. And then we blow one win, and we blow the shit up. So with that, we're going to blow this shit up out of here, y'all. Again, you see that we know our X's and O's. And Gerald McCoy, Joe Bucs fan, Ira Kaufman, Pewter Report, you are more than welcome to come on here and talk football with us. We got you. We're not here to call people out in a bad way. We love what you do, but we love what we do more because we are in here and we are with this shit. Buccaneers, Glazers. I'm looking for a job in that department. Slick could too, but if anybody, you need to give Slick more of an opportunity. He's the calm level passion guy. I'm the loud one, and I know I say a lot of colorful shit. So can I be professional? Absolutely.
You were an OC and I was a DC on the same team.
Man, look, it's gonna. Hey, it'll be balanced. We be Thanos, balanced, like everything as it should be. So all I'm saying is, give this man more of an opportunity because he can do something. He can restore what the Bucs, what our foundation of the team is. Great defense. That's what we built on. Our first draft pick ever was a defensive end in Leroy Selman. So our foundation in our blood is defense.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all for checking out Bucs Report, The Aftermath. Again, subscribe to the YouTube channel because you get to see this beautiful X's and O's and shit. Also, Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio. Again, you can catch me on TikTok, AJ_turnup. Now, I won't be able to get back on my live until Christmas Eve because you had some soft ass, I guess, Panther fans try to get my page taken down. It didn't work. So fuck y'all for that. But I will be back on that Twitter. Yeah, they was upset because I hurt their feelings, all because I said the Panthers. Look, Panthers, you ain't won shit yet. You don't believe me? Ask the Falcons. They were in a far better position than y'all were. So again, it's gonna come down to the last week. So
until they give you the cap and the t-shirt, you ain't won shit.
You ain't won shit. So don't get too comfortable. Like Future said, bitch, don't get too comfortable.
We go and beat Miami, and then we go and beat the fucking Panthers by 10.
And again, Grizzard, Bowles, like Michael Jackson, I'll be there. You're going to see me, and you're going to hear me. So I'm out. Go Bucs. Take care, Slick. I'll talk to you later, my brother. Fire Bowles. Let's go.
Let's go. Guys, that's the end of the show. It is what it is. We all know what the Buccaneers need to do. They need to move on from Bowles. It's done. Like, it ain't going to change anytime soon. Should we fire him within the season? I don't know. The only issue I have with firing in season is if the interim coach has a bit of a stretch where we win 2 games, we go to the playoffs, win 2 games, maybe go to an NFC Championship game, everyone will be calling for that guy to be instated. But it's not a real tangible piece that you can go by, right? He hasn't made enough changes to the team to warrant this is his scheme, this is how he runs things. It's just he's working on borrowed stuff, right? And refining it. So that's the only issue with going mid-season. It's like if you end up firing a guy in the middle of the season or towards the end of the season and we go on a bit of a run, everyone in this room will. Rich Bisaccia, with the Raiders, everyone wanted him, right? But when he had his moment, it wasn't really to be. So all I can say on it is Coach Bowles has got to do a lot of shit to win back anybody right now. Like it's done. Like all that whole you gotta fucking care enough, you gotta care enough, you gotta care enough. Those Buccaneer players listened to that and went, yeah. Because I didn't feel it in that game. I didn't feel the care enough. Don't get me wrong, there are players on that team that care enough. You can tell, you can feel it. You can feel it. Mike Evans, Levante David, those kind of names. They felt it. Chris Godwin. Those kind of players, they felt it. The Tristan Wirfs of the world, the Baker Mayfields of the world, they felt it. But you need 90% of those guys or more to feel it, to want it, to get it. If you don't have it, it's not all in, you may as well be all out. But on that note, guys, we've got one more game to go. We'll go with a penultimate game this week. Let's go win it. Beat the Dolphins. Go back to bring Carolina to us. Put a pounding on that pussy cat and fucking move the fuck on into the playoffs. That's all I want to see. I want to see a nasty, nasty team. I saw a nasty team, glimpses of a nasty team. I didn't see a nasty team. And that's what we need. But on that note, guys, Bucs on me, Bucs on free. 1, 2, 3, go Bucs!